All right. Well, good evening, everyone, from Cyclone Stadium at Eastern View High School. Welcome to tonight's broadcast of the Cyclone homecoming game as Eastern View plays host to the visiting Courtland Cougars. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock and Nick Morris behind the camera tonight here at Cyclone Stadium. Welcome aboard. Steve, good to see you. Well, tonight we have a matchup of two teams with opposite records. Visiting Courtland's in at 5-1, and the Cyclones are 1-5. But I don't know that the record really is indicative of where the Cyclones are as a program and as a team, because some of their losses have just been so close. Yeah, and we witnessed one last week down at Caroline.
Yeah, that was a big shocker. Caroline been running over their opponents pretty scoring at will, and they only put up 6 points, and you got to give your hats off to Cyclone defense. The problem's been all season, I in my opinion, has been the offense. They seem to get down to the 20-yard line, and then once they get inside the red zone, you know, they got some demons they got to exercise out of their playbook, because every time something happens, whether it be a penalty or a turnover, they just don't seem to be able to get in the end zone that much.
Yeah, so that's really the emphasis, I think, and something that the head coach Don Joy and his staff have to shore up for the Cyclones to turn things around. We're past the midway point in the season. This is really Game 7 for both teams. And so pivotal game and pivotal point in the season where, you know, if you want to win the district title, I think that or make the playoffs, I think Eastern View is going to have to turn things around real soon.
Oh, I agree, Mark. They're going to have to win on out from here on out the rest of the season, and that's going to be a tough road for Eastern View to accomplish, but they can do it because they do have a good defense.
Well, plenty more to talk about. We'll take a break and pause as we will rise and pay tribute to our country with the playing of the national anthem. Tonight's opponent is like Caroline in the sense that both those teams are undefeated in the district. Eastern View saw Caroline last week and lost 6-0 in a game that surprised us in terms of how it played out points-wise. Courtland will play Caroline 2 weeks from now, and that's likely going to be a showdown for the Battlefield District, depending on how things go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that could be right there the game of the year in the Battlefield District. But again, don't count out Culpeper. Yeah, they're sitting at they're sitting at 4-2. They win tonight, they go to 5-2. So they're in the mix too, but they're a different division. See, Culpeper's got a big advantage this year, and that Eastern View does not. So why it's hard for Eastern View to qualify for the Division IV region with 4A this year, because you got so many other quality teams. Mm-hmm. Whereas Culpeper has had the advantage of beating Division IV teams, so they're getting a lot of points. And because their only 2 losses are James Wood and Spotsylvania, and all those, you know, Chancellor, big points.
Right.
Eastern View, big points.
Right. And, and that's a good point. And I really think that within their region, they can be much more competitive. I think Eastern View would probably struggle in the region this year because of the competition.
Exactly.
So Culver's in a pretty good position there. But, of course, anything can happen, no doubt about that. And, we'll see what kind of changes Coach Joy and his staff made this week to try to get that offense more in gear. Well, Steve, let's talk about it. Courtland Cougars. When I think of them, three things come to mind. And I'm going to start with tradition because, they were a power in the 80s. All right?
Exactly.
Second thing is head coach J.C. Hall, who happened to be the quarterback on the team that last won the state championship for Courtland.
1984.
Yeah. And then also when you think of Courtland, you got to think of the wing T offense. We're going to see it. They still run it. I enjoy watching the wing T, but I think if you're a defender, it can mesmerize if you're not really careful and disciplined.
You're going to hear me say throughout the broadcast, find the football. That's what Eastern View on defense has to do. Locate the football in that wing T. And also, Courtland likes to throw out of it too, so they'll probably mix in passes as they get going and trying to see what the secondary of Eastern View and what they're doing. So it's going to be really a tough ball game.
Well, Courtland's quarterback is Chieftain Watson, and they do run the wing T. And they've got several different players who will handle the football tonight running it. And then as far as receiving threats, certainly Amari Boxley comes to mind, number 8, and number 9, Jamison Burns, for example, and Josiah Patty, number 2. So both teams on the field now, and momentarily we'll have team captains meet in the center of the field for tonight's coin toss. And from left to right there for Eastern View, number 9 is Hayden Lovelace. Number 2 is Brock Gray. Number 4 is Elijah Bland. And number 60, we must have a number change on that one, Steve. Do you have 60 on yours?
I'll get right to look.
All right. Okay, must be River Haught.
Yeah.
Who had worn number 69. Looks like he'll be wearing number 60 tonight. It's a little known fact that tried to escape us there.
Yep, it's the phantom player. It always strikes at inopportune times.
All right, so here come the team captains and meet in the center of the field. We've introduced those from Courtland and their counterparts along the way there. Big number 79 is Jaden Edwards, 6'5", 304-pound senior. And then also number 71, Emmanuel Smith, is in there, one of the two team captains, or second of 4. Number 44 is a number we're going to call frequently tonight. That's Keegan Parker, Steve, both sides of the football, defensive line and tight end. He will be a receiving threat as well for Courtland tonight.
Yeah, he's going to look. He's a big weapon for them, and since tight end doesn't usually get a lot of passes in high school football, with a big target like that, I'd be throwing to him pretty much the whole ball game. And then they got the other big kid on the other side, so on defense too, and offense. So they're going to be, Courtland does use some two-way players, but they try to wear you out with those big people.
Yeah, it's a roster of about 35 right now, and that's where the numbers have been, according to one of their coaches. I talked to him before the game. He said, ever since COVID, our numbers have been around 35. Mm-hmm. That was a reducer in the numbers. But, what we know for certain about Courtland is they're well coached. J.C. Hall has been there a long time. He played quarterback for Courtland. And, they've got the continuity there and longevity. Eastern View won the toss, is going to defer, and so Courtland will receive tonight's kickoff to start things. But talking about Courtland and J.C. Hall, the wing T, and that sort of thing, they don't have a lot of numbers, but they always have some quality players. And they're really going to mix it up, I'm sure, tonight with that wing T
They
formation.
sure are. And they're going to, like I said, on offense, Eastern View cannot, let 44 go unchecked. So the way to stop him in his wing T is you got to be up close and you got to chip him right at the line. Disrupt his rhythm. That's what you're going to have to do, so he can't just get out, because if I'm a quarterback and I'm seeing that big target, all I got to do is throw it up a little bit and against a small secondary of Eastern View. So what you're going to have to do to kind of, negate that is by basically chipping him at the line, doing press coverage, make him uncomfortable.
Steve, the Cyclones made the road trip down to Caroline last week. We were expecting a lot more points to be scored. Really think it was a tremendous defensive effort on the Cyclones' part to hold Caroline to 6 points. It's just the offense didn't generate any points for them. And you pinpointed why. It's those red zone woes and difficulties they've had.
Exactly. I mean, they could have won that game. I mean, they were in it. It's just that when it got in the red zone, things happened.
Well, let's see if they can improve upon that tonight. Well, Beckett Capolini kicks off for the Cyclones. We are underway here at the homecoming game. Getting under this is Amari Boxley. Boxley gets to the outside on this return. It's a good one. Stays on his feet, breaks the tackle. He's into Eastern View territory inside the 45-yard line.
And you see that. Don't see any laundry on the field, and that was a heck of a run there by Boxley. He just showed off his athletic ability. He almost, if he hadn't stumbled, he could have taken it to the house.
So the Courtland Cougars go on offense with outstanding field position to start this ball game. They're going to start from the Eastern View 44, it looks like, when they put the ball down.
They're waiting. Oh.
Maybe there was a penalty flag. Now they're marching back about a few yards.
It's going to be a big one. See what the call
I think
is.
you were sort of anticipating one. You saw something. So rather than have it at the Eastern View 43, they've moved it back to the Courtland 40. Now, it's still very good field position, but not exactly what...
it was a bad block, it's called. So.
All right, from the 41, here is that Courtland offense and wing T. Quarterback is Chieftain Watson. And Watson hands off. The ball carrier is Brendan Plato, number 3. He tried the left side, maybe got a yard. That's about it. And a couple Cyclones combining for the tackle. That would be Hayden Lovelace and Austin Taylor.
Yeah, again, defensively, they're going to have to put some pressure on Chieftain Watson in order to get him out of his rhythm, too. So we'll see what the defense can do here. They just can't give up the big play.
Brendan Plato wide left. Wing formation. They go back to the run. This time it's over the right side. And the running back gets close to midfield. That is number 4, Grayson Larch. And to the 49. He picked up 7. And brings up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, big 3rd down here play for the Cyclone defense.
Well, you know, Steve, Able Heating and Air is our live sponsor. They answer any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-75-56, handoff, 3rd down, hit in the backfield immediately, slung down by Hayden Lovelace, a loss on the play. Ball carrier couldn't get on track. Nowhere to go was Tyreek Newman. Here's the replay on that one.
Yeah, watch Lovelace. He came in basically pretty much unblocked. And there he was.
Yep.
What a hit. And good thing he didn't slam him down. He let him go because there would have been a penalty against EV. Good play, good hustle play by
Lovelace.
Lost
a yard on the play, and it's 4th and 3. So early decision time for this Courtland offense, Steve.
Yeah, J.C. Hall, he likes to gamble. Looks like now the Eastern View's got to make sure they don't jump off sides.
All right, Courtland will go for it here on 4th and 3. Here's Watson looking left and throwing. Got a receiver. He gets the 1st down and much more. In the open field goes Amari Boxley. Boxley takes it in all the way from 52 yards out if that play stands, Steve.
He did. It's a touchdown. Courtland, look right here. He got good blocks. You see all the offensive linemen out there with that screen, and they just basically took out about 3 Cyclone defenders right there. And Boxley, I'm telling you what, he can run, and he just showed it.
It was a short pass, and he covered a lot of distance with his legs, didn't he?
Yeah, but he had that whole, those 3 linemen basically just took out the whole secondary of Eastern View.
Rocco Thielen on for the point after. The holder is Grayson Larch. Rocco's kick is up. No good. Well, we've seen that before. We've seen how that has hurt teams in the past in close football games. But so, quick start for Courtland, Steve. They took advantage of good field position. Now, they had that play that was for a loss of a yard by Hayden Lovelace in the ball carrier. They faced a 4th and 3 and went for it. Wow, it hit pay dirt, didn't it?
Yeah, and see, I think Eastern View was playing for the run, not the screen. And you got to know when you're on the defensive lineman, if you're in defense and your offensive lineman across the way is not blocking you or leaves, you got to immediately know that there's a screen somewhere or a trap. And exactly, Courtland executed perfectly.
Well, you got to figure, you got a guy like Amari Boxley, you want to get him in space because he catches the ball. He's going to be quick. He's going to be making moves. Your defenders have to play well, and he took advantage of it. Well, localsportshistory.com is the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. 10:09 to play, first quarter action. Courtland started on offense, and they went 4 plays and 59 yards and in about 2 minutes' time. Now it's up to Eastern View to respond. It's a short kick fielded at the 32-yard line and out across the 40 and still on his feet till they blow the whistle at the 43. That was Brock Gray on the return. So likewise, Steve, as Eastern View's offense comes onto the field for its debut, the offense will start out with excellent field position.
Yeah, they will. Let's see if they can answer the score that Courtland, just had, and see if they can go up 7-6, because we have a good kicker. Eastern View does.
Mm-hmm. And that would be Beckett Capolini. All right, they are going to start it from the 44. So again, excellent starting position for this Cyclone team. Let's see how they respond. Tyler Caperton, your quarterback. And here's the handoff to Devin Kropp. And he's hit at the line of scrimmage and attracted a slew of white jerseys, as looks like they have stopped him, let's see, for about a yard loss on the play. No, we'll say no gain, 2nd and 10 from the 44.
They were lucky because the running back for Eastern View was leaning a little bit, but the refs didn't see it.
Here's a 4-man front for Courtland, and show some pressure here. Stepping up as that linebacker, he comes forward. Play action, they throw near side to Mason Settle, and Settle gets across midfield out to about the Courtland 47. Good pickup that time by Settle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short.
And that's what you want. That was a good play call. Get Settle involved. He's your tallest receiver, and been able, just throw it up there and let him create, with yards after the catch.
All right, now 3rd down, about 1 for the Cyclones here. They have it at the Cougar 47. Clock running, 8:45 to play. First quarter, you can see our score, 6-0 Cougars. 3rd down and 1. Here's Caperton, play action. He's going to keep it. Caperton will have a 1st down and more as he gets down to the 40. He needed a yard. He picked up 7, and a new set of downs for the Cyclones.
Smart play. They're doing like a little RPO, and then was able to saw where everyone from Courtland was pinching down on that defense. He saw that corner open up, and he took advantage. 1st down. Good play.
All right. Well, new set of downs for the Cyclones as they send 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. A couple of backs in that backfield alongside Tyler Caperton. And here's the ball carrier. Getting wrapped up and taken down for a loss was Devin Kropp. And Judah Kamara, number 6, the linebacker, made the stop.
That play right there was dead from the start. It just was very slow developing, and Courtland was right there and had that figured out. You see, Courtland's big up front. This is probably the biggest team that Eastern View's faced all year.
Yeah, that was one of the things you observed in the pregame drills, that that Courtland had some good size up front. Okay, now a 5-yard loss on that play brings up 2nd and 15 now for the Cyclones from the Cougar 45. Caperton in the pistol. He's going to look to throw. He's going to step up away from the pressure, but he's going to be tackled for a loss as catching up with him. He's out of the screen. There he is. Number 71, that's big Emmanuel Smith, 5'10", 244-pound senior, makes the stop.
And Mark, you're talking about Boxley on that run. He is 6'2" as a running back, and fast as he is, he's a big load to bring down, and he's also playing linebacker for Courtland.
Yeah, well, you mentioned you have several two-way players, but they've got some good ones. Well, here's a 3rd and 18 now for the Cyclones from the Cougar 48. Caperton, he's going to throw. He's going to throw deep, and this one is going to be, looks like it's going to be picked off. It is. And who does it? It's Amari Boxley. Have you heard that name already tonight?
He just high-pointed it, and he just out-jumped our receiver. That's where, Settle's got to play there. He's got to play defensive back. He can't let that defender get in front of him like that.
Intended for Mason Settle. Boxley was in good position, went up, got the interception. Tonight's first turnover, and Courtland will take over at its own 20. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. All right, back to the run, and the ball carrier there was number 23, and that is Tyreek Newman, the fullback.
We'll be hearing his name, too, tonight.
Picked up 3 yards, brings up 2nd down and 7. Clock running, 6:30 to play, first quarter action. You can see our score, 6-0. Courtland scored on its opening possession. It didn't take them long. They used only about 2 minutes to go 47 yards.
Yep.
Back to the run. Straight ahead is the ball carrier, and that is Newman again. And they stack him up after he got to the 25-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down.
And right now, their defense is playing pretty good. Eastern View, they gave up that big play. But if they can just settle down and settle in here, I'm looking at this could be another eerily similar game from last week.
Could very well be. So much football to play here in this Cyclone homecoming. 3rd down and 5. Watson under center. Rolls to his left, throws short. Now this is Keegan, number 44. Keegan Parker, the tight end. And I think he picked up enough for a 1st down, it looks like, Steve. Or did he?
Yeah, I don't think he did.
Well, maybe he's about a yard shy. He reached for it, but didn't quite get it. But now here's another 4th down. They went for it last time and converted.
Yeah, but look where you are, deep in
29.
Your territory.
Oh, you've got 4th and 1. You said J.C. Hall likes to...
He likes to gamble.
Yeah. It's 4th down, so this could be a very big stop for the Cyclones if they can do it here. Watson under center, handoff, straight ahead the ball carrier. Makes the move, gets into the Cyclone secondary, and now it's a race for the end zone. Let's see if they can catch up with him, and they don't. Taking it all the way is Tyreek Newman, the ball carrier, from 71 yards, Steve Peacock.
Look at him, he's just running away. Once he got to that 2nd level, there was nobody there for Eastern View because they all were on the run, but you got to give credit to Courtland. Good blocking up front, and once the running back hit that 2nd level, there was no one back there, and he just turned on the jets.
Steve, on 4th down, Courtland's 2 for 2. They went for it both times, and both times they scored.
Yep.
On the 4th down play.
A screen pass, and then the other one was that straight run. Dive play is all it really was, right up the middle.
Well, we knew Newman would see his share of carries tonight. They looked at a 4th and 1, and they got a 71-yard touchdown run by Newman. But now the point actually to go for 2 here because he missed that first one, and I don't think he's not going to make it. The Cyclones will stop that attempt. And so it'll be 12-0 our score.
Well, if you can't, can you say quick strike offense?
Yes, exactly.
That's what Courtland's got right now against Eastern View. They found something probably on the film of what they could do, and that was just a straight run right up the middle.
And Steve, what does it do for Courtland's confidence when they're in a situation where you say it's 4th down and short? Maybe there's never any hesitancy to go for it.
Well, you got to look at what Eastern View did too on defending that play. They were selling out for the run the whole time, so they had a lot of people in the box and no one deep. And once he got broke through in the line, he was gone. I mean, because then he simply just outran our secondary.
2 long touchdown plays tonight by Courtland here in this first quarter. Well, you know, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530, 5:14 to play. First quarter action, 12-0 Cougars. 2 touchdowns, 1 missed extra point, and then a failed 2-point try. And, you know, Steve, Eastern View shortly will go on offense for the second time here tonight. The first time they went on offense, it actually did pretty well. They were moving the ball. They just happened to turn it over by the interception for their drive to stall. Here's a nice return out across the 40, and that was Eastern View's number 7, Mekhi Williams. Yep. So, again, Eastern View will start out with very good field position.
Yeah, they just got to, settle in here a little bit, settle down. You're only down 12, and basically what you can do is if you were to score twice and hit one at a 2-point conversion, you're going to be leading. So let's just see what they do. But, Courtland's tough.
Okay, Devin Kropp behind Tyler Caperton. Stands in the pistol formation. And this is Kropp. Devin Kropp to the outside. Our second penalty flag comes in, and they're all over the place at the 40-yard line.
It's going to be holding. It's going to be holding against Eastern View.
And those are the ones that hurt, don't they?
Yep, they sure are. It takes away positive yardage. But if you're going to hold, don't do it in front of the ref. So, I mean, flags are right there, picked up 3, 4. So it had to be pretty
throw with
blatant.
emphasis, yeah.
But, you look at the defensive line of Courtland versus it's just that, they're intimidating. I mean, they're big, strong.
First down and 20 after the 10-yard penalty for the Cyclones from their own 31 now. All right, well, we got a whistle and we got stoppage. And let's see, is this an official timeout?
Let's see what the call is here. Yeah, it was official timeout.
So no penalty. They reset it here. Again, 31 is the line of scrimmage. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Clock is ticking. First and 20 Cyclones. Low snap. Caperton handles it. Here comes the pressure from Keegan Parker, and Caperton tried to connect with his receiver out there. Incomplete. It was intended for Brock Gray. Pretty good coverage applied by number 7, Chieftain Watson. Let's take another look, Steve.
Watch him drop back. A little bad snap, but he's getting pressure there from Keegan Parker. And then right there, tried to get it. Made a good play for it, but just wasn't able to come down with it.
And the defender thought perhaps he could have hauled that one in for the team's second pick. Instead, it's 2nd and 20 for the Cyclones from their own 31. And in the backfield remains Devin Kropp behind his quarterback, Tyler Caperton. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here's Caperton. Here comes the pressure. He gets away from that first defender, looks downfield, and throws. This one deflected and then picked off by number 11, Princeton Watson. Pick number 2 for Courtland, Steve.
Are they giving him a pick? Let's see here on replay. See if we can see, did he get the ball hit the ground?
This deflected, then he caught it, and it looked like he hauled it in for a reception.
Yep.
Sure yeah, it looks like they're giving it to him, right. So now with the interception, and this was by Princeton Watson, younger brother of Chieftain Watson.
I was just getting ready to ask you that question.
Courtland takes over at the Eastern View 46-yard line. All right, well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies, now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. 825-8371. All right, here's Chieftain Watson in the wing tee. He's looking downfield all the way. He's throwing long, incomplete, intended for Amari Boxley. And looks like number 16, Brock Strickland, in on the coverage.
Yeah, just the throw wasn't that accurate right there. But kudos to Eastern View for coming over there and getting some help, on the safety help there.
Well, Steve, cross-down rival for Eastern View, of course, is Culpeper. They're playing at home tonight against King George.
Yep, they are.
Barring a major miscue, that should be a win for the Blue Devils.
Should be, because King George hasn't won a game. They have not been in any of their 6 games all season.
All right, second down. Low snap. Watson pounces on it. Decided not to try to pick it up and run with it. And it's a loss back to the Courtland 48. That's a loss of 6.
But again, Eastern View's got to watch out for that big play that Courtland can spring on them. They know that they can bust a big play. So basically, see what the defense is going to do.
All right, well, with that loss, it brings up 3rd and 16 for Courtland. And ball is marked at the Courtland 48-yard line. We have 3:50. Clock moving here. First quarter action, 12-0 our score. 3rd down and long now. 3 receivers to the left for Chieftain Watson. He looks that way. He's being pressured, throws short. And here's his receiver who catches it for a short gain, and that was Judah Kamara. And it brings up another 4th down, but this isn't 4th and 1 or 4th and 3, Steve. This is 4th and 11.
See what they're going to do here. I don't see them bringing out the punt. Here they are. I think they are going to punt this one.
Well, maybe. Right?
Here. You never know.
Well, their punter and kicker is one and the same, Rocco Thielen. Well, he's not in there to kick this one away.
Watch the quick kick.
Maybe so. Courtland on 4th and 11. And there'll be no quick kick. They'll said there'll be a pass. It'll be completed to Keegan Parker for a 1st down. Steve, 3 4th downs, and they go for it, and they convert all 3 times.
Exactly.
Here's a replay on that.
That's right there. He plays in at the tight end. Defenses don't see the tight end very much in high school ball, but what a big target. 6'7", about 230. 240, and he was able just to go up and get it and just go right on downfield.
All the way down to the 31-yard line, and he needed 9 yards, and he picked up 16. So another 1st down, another 4th down conversion for these Cougars, who are just relentless as they go back to the run, and this was E.J. Fleming, the ball carrier.
Right now, the defense looks a little flustered for Eastern View.
Down to the 22. He picked up 9. 2nd and 1, clock ticking, 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And this broadcast brought to you in part by UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. 3rd down. All right, a little misdirection, and the handoff to the ball carrier comes our way. And he scoots out of bounds. That's DJ McClure. He will have another Courtland 1st down.
Yeah, they were trying to see if they could get him open in the open field right there. Kudos to Eastern View defense. They kind of, forced him to go out of bounds, but he was able to pick up 1st down.
Well, right now, Steve, it seems to me the storyline of this first quarter is Courtland converting 3 times on 4th down.
You're right. And could be another one right here too. I mean, their coaching staff is confident in their offense and their senior leadership, and they're doing it, showing it right now.
1st and 10 Cougars from the Cyclone 16. And this one doesn't fool the Cyclones as E.J. Fleming is dropped for a loss back to the 21. Let's take a look at this one, see who gets the credit for the tackle here.
I think you would see Loveless come right in here, right there.
So Loveless made the initial hit. Then he had some help from Devin White. So he lost 4 yards. And that'll bring up 2nd and 14. 1:10 to go here in the first quarter. Clock moving. 2nd down and 14 for the Cougars now at the Eastern View 20. Chieftain Watson is the quarterback. Back behind him is big Brendan Plato. They hand it off, and then bowling over the defenders Is it number 3, Steve?
Number 5.
No, number 5. Well, that's big E.J. Fleming, 6 feet, 227-pound junior. They really have several different running backs they can go to, don't they?
They got someone that can pound you. They got someone that can run away from you, and they got someone that's got very quick feet.
Yeah. Well, they had 2nd and 14, and Fleming picked up 13 yards and brings up 3rd and 1. And on what might be now the final play of the quarter coming up here, 3rd and 1 now from the 7. Back to Fleming they go. And he gets down to about the 5, and that'll be enough for a first down.
We'll see. See where they mark it.
Looks like he got it. And they're going to run the clock. And it's going to soon bring us to the end of this first quarter.
Which is all Courtland Cougars.
All right. Well, that's the end of the first quarter. Our score, Courtland 12, Eastern View nothing. Take a quick break and come back for the second quarter right after this.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of the following sponsors. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive, K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies, now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
Well, welcome back to Cyclone Stadium, Eastern View High School, and the Culpeper Media broadcast of the Cyclones football game. Tonight is homecoming. I'm Mark O'Connell alongside Steve Peacock and Nick Morris on top of the press box behind the camera, doing the camera work for you tonight. As we start the second quarter, Courtland starts with 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. All right, the handoff straight ahead of the ball carrier is number 5, E.J. Fleming, and Fleming's in from 5 yards out. Touchdown, Courtland. It comes in the opening play of this second quarter.
That was too easy. He basically went in untouched. And like I said, Courtland's making this game look easy. They have, they're getting good blocking. They're getting, they're opening big holes for the running backs. The passing game's working. Right now, Eastern View just doesn't, is trying to get over what hit them.
Rocco Thielen on the point after. The holder, Grayson Larch. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And this one is no good. That may not hurt Courtland the way they're scoring touchdowns, but what they're also doing is probably more critically, they're converting on 4th downs.
Yeah, every time a 4th down, boom, they hit it for a big play. And that's giving them confidence that they know that they can score and they can run against the Cyclone defense. So this is a different Cyclone defense than we saw against Caroline. I don't want to go. Did they come out flat? With Caroline, when they were down there, they were really giving Caroline all they could handle. But right here, it's been reversed.
And see, when it's 18-0 as you start the second quarter, you're probably running out of allowances to give to the other team. In other words, you've got to start turning things around now or the game will get away from you.
Exactly. And I agree. And the things right now is that's killing the Cyclones is, I think, the physical superiority that Courtland has over on both lines of scrimmage. And that's what's hurting Eastern View.
Could very well be. Well, our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718 75-56. Well, teeing it up for Courtland is Rocco Thielen. And he handles both the place kicking and the punting for this team. We mentioned Courtland came into tonight's game with a record of 5 wins against 1 loss. And they're looking pretty good so far. This is a short kick. Fielded at the 35 and tackled after a 1-yard gain for Eastern View was number 2, Brock Gray.
So let's see what Eastern View, I think they got to score here, Mark. If they don't answer here, and they either turn over on downs or or suffer a turnover, Courtland's smelling blood.
Not like sharks in the water, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, a lot of football here to play, and of course, when you get to the halftime, that's where teams, regroup and attempt to make adjustments and try some different things. So, a lot of football to play. Eastern View, of course, down 18-0, facing that deficit, but back on offense, looking to string something together here. They're going to start at their own 36. Caperton's going to throw to the near side. He's got Makai Williams, and Williams tackled almost immediately by Judah Kamara.
Mark, on that play, that ball's got to be zipped out there. It can't be just lobbed. It looked like it was just a lob pass and coming up. Watch. See? Look at that. Well, your defense, the defense is right there.
Right. That's in other words, you meant he had to wait on it longer than he, yeah.
You got that's a quick hitting play, and when you lob the ball out there.
And as a result, no gain on the play. 2nd and 10 from the 36. Caperton. Play action. Keeps it. 40, 45. Midfield. Courtland territory down at the 46. 14-yard pickup. Must be, I think they'll be bringing this one back.
Yep. I think we're going to have holding against Eastern View. Maybe a late hit, too. We'll see. We'll see what the call is. Could be 2 penalties. All right, now we're going to set 1 penalty there. Needs to. Well, it's going to be against Eastern View.
I'm still waiting for the signal. All right, here it comes.
Blocking it back, declined.
Holding. That one's accepted. All right.
Yeah, you know why the holding's there? Because it's from the spot where the holding happened.
Now they mark it off.
10 yards.
All right, well, you nailed it, Steve. That was the rationale for why they accepted that one.
Yep.
And then move it back to the 27. And Caperton handing off, ball carrier up the middle, got some positive yards out of that, spun away from the initial hit, Marquis Clark, and he got back a chunk of that lost yardage out to the 40. 13-yard pickup that time for Clark.
Yeah, that was just a power run by Clark right up in the middle there. And that's, if you also want to take on a bigger team, run at them. So, instead of running away from them where they use their athletic superiority, run at them. And that right there was a perfect example of it.
Okay, here is 3rd and 5 now from the 41. Caperton play action, keeps it, 45, midfield, makes a cut, still on his feet, looking for more yards to pick up. They tackle him shy of the 40-yard line. Nicely done by Tyler Caperton. Here's another look at that one.
Yeah, watch him right here. It's an RPO. He keeps the ball, sees it's open, sees the lane there, and then he just, continues to dazzle with his running ability because he's not a big kid. So
went to the Courtland 41-yard line, 18 yards for Caperton and a Cyclone first down. This is sort of offensive rhythm they've been looking for here, Steve.
Yep, maybe they found it here. Let's see.
All right, here's Caperton in the pistol. Looking to pass, short throw. Got a receiver out there at the 35-yard line. Breaking a tackle now, forced out of bounds after a nice pickup. That was Makai Williams. So it looks like the Cyclones are clicking a little bit here,
yeah,
Steve.
This is a little inside play right here. And there you saw the ball zipped out there. that was able him to be able to pick up first down yardage because they gave him now the advantage over the defense when that ball zipped right in there.
Yeah, 12 yards on the play. And a first down by Mekhi Williams. Eastern View now has it at the Courtland 29. Cyclones on the move as Devin Kropp, I believe, was the ball carrier there. Straight ahead he went, and making the tackle, or in on the tackle, was Adam Morello of Courtland. So just a yard pickup. Here's 2nd and 9. 9:25 to go, clock running. This broadcast brought to you in part by LocalSportsHistory.com. It's the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at LocalSportsHistory.com. Caperton, handoff. Running back, number 24, Devin White ran into a wall there, in particular Jaden Edwards, the 6'5", 304-pound senior, number 79.
It's like running into Mount Rushmore.
So this again was a no gain on the play, Steve. Brings up 3rd and 9.
And of course, this is 2-down territory for the Cyclones.
Yep.
They want to come away with some points.
All right, on 3rd and 9. Caperton looks right this time. He rolls that way. He's going to throw. This one's going to be incomplete. And that was intended for Brock Gray.
You got to catch those. The ball's hitting your hands. You got to bring it in. Now brings up 4th.
4th and 9 from the 28. And let's see what sort of personnel changes Eastern View makes, if any, here.
It looked like Gray came off, but I didn't see who came on.
All right, so it's 4th and 9 for Eastern View at the Courtland 28. Obviously, the lineup to go for it here. Caperton, he's got time. Throwing over the middle. It's caught by Hayden Lovelace, who breaks tackles, and then the ball comes loose, and Eastern View is able to pounce on it. And that was Johnny on the spot, Elijah Bland, to avoid the Eastern View turnover. Steve, here's that pass to Hayden Lovelace.
Yeah, he was in the H-back position, and he's a big kid and strong. And like I said, he almost lost it, but good thing that the Cyclones are there to recover that fumble. But he uses power right there, and that was a good play. Good play call. Good execution.
Yep. In the backfield, Marquis Clark and Devin White, Tyler Caperton. He's going to keep it. Makes a cut. Goes straight ahead. And Caperton is in from 6 yards out.
Cyclone touchdown. Caperton from 6 yards out. Get on the scoreboard for Eastern View.
That'll make it 18-6 with 7:54 to play in the second quarter. That was a good-looking drive by Eastern View, Steve. This one started at their own 36.
Yeah, and they had a couple penalties to go against them, but they were able to pick up the yardage, and drive down. And that's what they had to do. They had to at least get on the scoreboard with this drive.
So Caperton has put the Cyclones on the scoreboard. It is 18-6 with 7:54 to go, and they'll go for 2 here. Lovelace in the backfield, along with Marquis Clark. Caperton looks right, throws, end zone, caught. 2-point conversion is successful, as that one is hauled in by Mekhi Williams.
Good play, good pass, good execution. For this 2-point, you'll see it right here. You just found Williams dragging on the back of the end zone. Right there, saw him. He went up to get the ball. Good job.
Yeah, nice pass, because in close defense there was Princeton Watson, and he swatted at it, but was unable to make contact with the football, and the 2-point play there makes it 18-8.
18-8 now on the scoreboard now. See, this can give momentum to Eastern View, saying they've got to be saying to themselves, we can play with this team. We just scored. We just have to settle down and be able to make plays, and that's exactly what they did in that drive. They made plays.
Well, the offense came up with an answer. They found some rhythm. They found their groove. They went down the field. mixed the plays up well, had some guys come up big for them.
Right.
Caperton came up big. Hayden Lovelace came up big. They had the fumble recovery that was big, and then scoring from 6 yards out was Caperton. And I think it was gutsy to go for the 2-point try, and that succeeded. But the onus comes back on your defense because now you still have to figure out a way to stop the Courtland offensive attack.
Right. You got to and see what happens here. Each of you cannot allow Courtland to go the length of the field here.
All right, Beckett Capolini kicks off for Eastern View, which is on the board. This one's going to be fielded by Boxley near the 15-yard line. Here he comes on the return, spins out of that contact, still on his feet, far sidelines, and he finally runs out of room, and it looks like he's around at about midfield, depending on where he went out of bounds.
He's a threat every time he touches the football. And Eastern View's lucky there. They almost gave up that big play. They got to, when you got a guy like that, a big back, you're not going to arm tackle him. You're going to have to get a helmet and wrap your arms. You're going to have to hit him.
Well, Steve, he went out of bounds. Not at midfield. He got picked up a few more yards than that. He was on the Eastern View side of the midfield. They're going to start at the Cyclone 46. So now Courtland sends its offense back onto the field and looking to answer Eastern View's scoring drive. And in motion is Larch. The ball carrier is Tyreek Newman, right side, and he keeps driving forward. Picked up about 8 yards on that play.
Yeah, he just kept moving his feet. And again, getting a strong push up front of that offensive line of Courtland. Eastern View defense line, they've got to establish themselves here.
Picked up 8, 2nd and 2 it is for the Courtland Cougars. This broadcast brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. Here is 2nd down and 2 for the Cougars. Larch in motion. Now he lines up as the wingback. Here's Watson. Looks left. Now throws right. Incomplete. And this pass intended for Brendan Plato. And that wasn't about to succeed because coming over a strong defense was that defensive back. But, Steve, there is a penalty flag on the play.
Could be holding against Courtland.
And it is. Now, I'm thinking that's the first penalty against Courtland tonight.
Yeah, but now you ask yourself the question, hey, look, do you want him to knock him back? Is that 3rd down or you decline?
It was on 2nd down when that happened. They started out at the 46. They had an 8-yard pickup. It brought up 2nd and 2. Then they had the holding.
Right.
And now it's at the 47. The 47 of Eastern View. And it is 2nd down. And it's 2nd and 11 there. Here's a handoff. Here's a running back getting swarmed in the backfield for a huge loss. That was Newman. He never got a chance to get on track.
No, then that play never got developed at all. It kind of looked like a misstep. Watch this. He's looking for somebody. Boom.
Well, you know who really stayed in his lane that time nice? It was Devin White.
Yep.
He was actually waiting on him and made the initial hit. And then he had some quick reinforcements come over to put the finishing touches on that play. And now Courtland back on their side of midfield at the 49. Lost 4 yards. And it is 3rd down and 15 here. 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter. 18-8 our score. Whistle and stoppage, and it looks like Courtland will call a timeout. All right, well, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they could become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530. And 18-8 is the score here in this one. The Courtland timeout. After the timeout, Steve, the Cougars will be looking at 3rd and 15 from the 49. But, that's a two-play situation for them because we've seen what they've done on fourth down. They're just not going to hesitate to go for it on fourth.
Well, right now, and see, coaches is telling his defense, look, the big play capability, keep everybody in front of you, and make sure you get you tackle, don't arm tackle, and find the football. We'll see what here defensively Eastern View can do. It's a big down right here.
All right, 3rd and 15, Cougars from their own 49. 6 minutes to play, second quarter. Boxley on the jet sweep. There's Boxley getting down to, let's see, it looks like the Cyclone 45. And it's going to bring up fourth down and about 8 or 9.
See if they go for it. They've been showing a habit of going for it. Let's see what they do here. They might want to punt it and just keep Eastern View deep. But
then again, when you think about some of the players they have, like Boxley, and then this, like Keegan Parker, and you got Tyreek Newman and some others. Chieftain Watson. I don't know, Steve.
Yeah.
4th down and 9 from the Eastern View 45. All right, here's Watson, play action, rolls right, throws. There he is, Keegan Parker hauling it in for a Courtland first down. We were just mentioning him.
He's a big target. Defense has got to be aware of where he is. And, if I was Courtland, I'd keep going into it because Eastern View can't defend against him. He looks like Gronkowski out there.
I know it. Yeah. Wearing number 44, not 87.
Not 87, but still, he's big, and strong.
Yeah, big target, and wow. And that was on a 4th down and 9. Another conversion.
See, that stat right now looms very large in this game.
All right, back to the run they go, and making a nice solo tackle is Devin White on the ball carrier.
Looked like that was going to be a big gainer right there, but White closed it down.
And dropping for a 2-yard loss. That'll be 2nd and goal from the 12.
Got an update for you. Culpeper 19, King George nothing.
Yep. Felt like Culpeper went in good position to get a win tonight. Of course, they got plenty of game to still play over there. 2nd and goal. Newman, the ball carrier, over that right side. He got inside the 5-yard line, and it looked like he was tackled there by Ronan Smith and Hayden Lovelace in the vicinity.
Hello, Newman.
Newman.
That's what he said.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's at the 3, Steve. Looks like that's the spot.
I think Hayden.
We'll call it the 4. But it's 3rd and goal from that spot for Courtland.
Or if Newman scores, he can just go.
Hello, Newman.
3rd down, another big one right here.
And Tyreek Newman is back there. And they're going to give it to Newman, but they're going to stop him at the 5-yard line for a loss. Hayden Lovelace makes the tackle for Eastern View.
Now is this a 4th down coming up?
It is 4th, and here's the replay here. 4th and goal coming up here in just a second. They hand it off to Newman, and right in on that play. He never had a chance as Hayden Lovelace was there for the quick stop.
It was a blocking breakdown, looked like, against Courtland. But, I'm sitting there with the wing tee offense, and you're down inside right outside the 5-yard line, everything gets compacted, okay? And so let's see what Courtland's going to do. And if I was Eastern View, I'd be wanting to know where 44 is.
Well, they got the big number 71 in the backfield, too, Emmanuel Smith. He's going to block. Watson's going to throw. He's got Keegan Parker. Touchdown, Courtland. And I don't see a flag down. That play will stand. Steve, what down was it?
4th down.
It was 4th down. They converted. 6-yard pass.
He's such a big and good, blocking up front. But the best thing on that play was they brought in that number 71 to be a blocker, and he took care of Devin White and the company out on that side.
Might have made the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, on for the point after. Rocco Thielen, again the holder, Grayson March. We got whistle, and Eastern View may have jumped, Steve.
Yep, I think they jumped. Now, was Courtland going to go to 2? Yeah.
Yep, and that'll move it half the distance.
Because it's now 24-8, right?
24-8, 2:28 to play, second quarter.
And you've now moved half the distance. And if I was Courtland, yep, I think they're rethinking this. Yep, it looks like they are.
Well, the ball is at the 1 yard line.
Hey.
And with some of these backs and everything, I tell you, putting Emmanuel Smith back there to block a moment ago was key. And he's back there still.
Yep.
He's back there along with Newman. Tyreek Newman. Chieftain Watson under center. Watson rolls right. Looking for a receiver. He's got one. It's caught. And this one was hauled in by Josiah Patty for the 2-point conversion.
Again, too easy, too wide open. So now the score is 26-8.
Sure is. 26-8 with 2:28 to play second quarter. So Courtland did respond to Eastern View's touchdown drive. Well, you know, this broadcast is brought to you in part by K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies, now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. 825-8371. And also, UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org.
Well, time to play a little bit of trivia. We haven't played so far, a lot this season.
And just so the viewing audience knows, be reminded Steve loves to try to stump me. And it's becoming progressively easier these days. I think I may have lost my touch. Let's find out. Let's try it.
It's a two-part question. He passed away yesterday, but he was the quarterback at Columbia University, set all sorts of records. Johnny Unitas was the quarterback for the Baltimore Colts, and he replaced. Let's watch this run.
Yeah, that's a terrific run on the return here. I believe that was Bland, Elijah Bland on the return. And now Courtland says there was a fumble and that they've recovered it.
Yep, see what the call is.
Now they're saying the ball was down by contact. No fumble. Well, that nice return by Bland will put Eastern View. Sorry to interrupt the trivia question, Steve. We can get back to it. Nice return by Bland, and then there was no fumble, and Eastern View will be on the Courtland. Looks like 36 when they go back to action here. Down 26-8 with 2 minutes and 18 seconds to play here until the intermission.
Yeah, they need to get a score here. They get a score here. The momentum is really going to help going into the halftime. That'll be good for Eastern View.
And plus, they won the toss.
They get the ball back.
And deferred. They'll get the third quarter kickoff. All right, now from the 36. Caperton leads the Cyclone offense here. He's got time. He's throwing. This one's caught at the 20-yard line. That was hauled in by Makai Williams. So Steve, Eastern View in business here.
Yeah, I think they need to go there more, Mark, because Courtland's being proven very tough to throw against.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
well, just inside that 20-yard line, he picked up 16 yards on that first down catch, and then clock running a minute 56. I think the Cyclones have at least 2 timeouts here.
Yeah, looks like we've got a flag here, too. Looks like it might be a delay. Oh, offsides.
Against Courtland.
Ooh.
They'll push it 5 yards to the 15. Well, let's do the trivia if you got time.
All right. So after Johnny United retired from the Baltimore Colts, who was the quarterback that replaced him for that 1 year? And he also played for the Jets.
Okay, let me think about this after that play. So you say he played for the Jets. All right. Caperton. Here comes the pressure from Keegan Parker. Caperton goes backwards. Looking downfield, looking for a little help, throws it into the end zone. This one's caught by Elijah Bland.
What a play, Mark. Cyclone touchdown. Caperton to Elijah Bland. Watch this. He's flushed out of the pocket, but I see some laundry on the field.
Uh-oh.
So we'll see here.
Well, let's see what the call is.
It was called a touchdown, but I think it's coming back.
Yeah, because they're not going to. Okay, so the 15-yard pass to Elijah Bland for touchdown called off. Our score remains unchanged at 26-8.
I think it's going to be a hold.
And the line of scrimmage was the 15. They've moved it back to the 24. So no touchdown. And you got a minute 34 to play. But still have time here if you're Eastern View. Here comes the pressure. Caperton runs away from it, and he completes the pass out there to Makai Williams, number 7 tonight. He wore number 1 last week, didn't he, Steve?
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah.
No, he got out of bounds. He got out of bounds. Clock's going to stop.
And 15 down to the 18. Did stop the clock, as you pointed out. So a minute 29 to play here in this second quarter. 26-8 in favor of Courtland, but Eastern View trying to punch it in before the end of the half. Caperton will look right, throw right, and he's got a receiver out there. Ball is stripped from him, and it's a turnover to Courtland. Steve, let's watch that one again and figure out who that receiver was when we caught it, because it was hard to make out that number.
All right, here's Caperton. Throw wheel, looks like.
Is it Lovelace?
No, it's number. It's like number.
No, it was.
No, number 6.
No, oh, wait a minute. Or was it number 2, Brock Gray?
It could be as Gray. It was. He got
It was
the
just
ball.
so hard to pick it up at that point, but it was stripped. And that's turnover number 3.
Yep, that negated a promising drive by Eastern View, but it's hard to win ball games when you give up that many fourth downs and penalties.
2 interceptions and now a fumble.
Yep.
3 turnovers. So Eastern View's drive is stopped. Chieftain Watson throws short. He's got a receiver out there, and that is Grayson Larch near a first down.
I don't think Courtland's going to be in any hurry.
The clock is stopped, a minute 10 to go. I think that's because they're resetting the down marker and the sticks. And now they restart the clock. Watson, what's he going to do? Throw short or long? He's going to try throw a little bit medium range there to the intended receiver, Grayson Larch, incomplete. That stops the clock again. 55 seconds to play here in the second quarter.
And again, see if Eastern View can try to get the ball back.
Yep.
Because Eastern View still got their timeout, so trying to get an update here on the score on Culpeper.
Yeah, it looks like so Courtland has it at its own 33. Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Watson, here comes the pressure. He throws near side. Boxley breaks the tackle, and then he's tackled pretty hard shy of the 35-yard line.
And that, again, that was a proper tackle. He had eluded about 4 other tacklers because they're just trying to bring him down with an arm. But, again, good tackling display right there.
Timeout on the field.
So,
all right. So, Steve, for our viewing audience, if they were just tuning in and the score is 26-8, briefly, how would you tell them we got there?
They basically, Courtland converted 5 fourth downs when they were able to get that score.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these weren't just 4th and 1s. These were 4th and long, 4th and medium range. And Courtland scored on all those, and there's 3 turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Courtland's physicality on both the offensive and defensive lines.
Well, you had Eastern View in scoring position twice when they turned the ball over, right?
Yep.
One was an interception and one was a fumble. So those are the sort of things, they're just, they really set you back.
Yeah, they do.
Well, still a lot of football to play as we're late here in this first half. A second half will be coming, and then and Eastern View will start out on offense. Right now they bottle up the running back, Newman, for no gain on the play. And now we're down to 30 seconds of counting here in this second quarter.
And I don't think Courtland's going to be in a hurry here.
No, I guess not. I think if you're Courtland, you'd likely be content going to the locker room with a 18-point advantage, 26-8.
I would think so.
10 seconds and counting. So it looks like that's exactly what Courtland's going to do, is let the clock run down and go into the intermission with a good lead. All right, there's that sound that signals the end of the quarter. All right, we've played one half here at Cyclone Stadium with our score, Courtland 26, Eastern View 8. Get ready for the halftime show, and I need to tell you that Eastern View's homecoming here at the half, the Culpeper Media Network will be taking the feed from Eastern View Television, which is a broadcast by the students. Hope you enjoy it. And Steve and I will take a break for now, and we'll come back when we're set to start the third quarter. Stay tuned.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of the following sponsors. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies. Now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
Good evening and welcome to Eastern View High School's homecoming halftime presentation. This week, students participated in Spirit Days based on our themes of Tangled in the Lights. Monday was PJs with Pascal. Tuesday was Reverse the Clock featuring throwback fits from any decade. Wednesday was Let Your Hair Down, which showcased some crazy hairstyles and crazy colors. Thursday was Mother Knows Best, which featured costumes of babies versus old people, well as celebrating in neon colors for our pep rally and game day. In addition, students voted for their classmates to represent them on homecoming court. Please join us as we celebrate these students. Our freshman princess is Ava Washington, escorted by her mom, Tracy Washington. She's a member of the cross-country team as well as the ROTC drill and rifle team. Outside of school, she enjoys playing guitar and running track. Ava's favorite memory so far has been hanging out with her friends and making new ones on her teams. Her future plans are to enlist in the Marines, become an officer, and go to college to pursue a good degree in aviation so that she can become a pilot. Our freshman prince is Nathan Taylor, escorted by his parents Kim and Chris Taylor. Nathan is a member of the football, wrestling, and lacrosse teams. Outside of school, Nathan also wrestles with Team Cobra. Nathan's favorite memories so far have been those spent on the football bus and in Miss Frazier's class. After high school, Nathan hopes to continue playing football while in college. Freshman homecoming princess and prince, Ava Washington and Nathan Taylor. Our sophomore princess is Juliana Schwab, escorted by her parents, William and Tracy Costello. Jules is a member of the softball team. In addition, she's a member of Faith Baptist Church. Her favorite memories are those spent playing softball and with Gavin. Jules' future plans are to complete Medical Assistant 1 and 2 at CTEC, then continue on to Germanna to become a registered nurse. Gavin Stanley is our sophomore prince. Gavin's being escorted by his parents, John and Casey Stanley. Gavin is a member of the varsity baseball team. Last year, he was the starting catcher as a freshman, and he won the Defensive Player of the Year for Eastern View. Gavin umpires for Culpeper Little League. His favorite high school memory is advancing to the regional quarterfinals last year in baseball. Gavin plans to go to college for baseball while pursuing a degree in engineering. Our sophomore homecoming court members, Juliana Schwab and Gavin Stanley. Our junior princess is Natalie Palazzo, escorted by her dad David and mother Kelly Palazzo. Natalie also attends Mountain Vista Governor School, where she's an ambassador, mentor, tutor, and a member of the film group. She's a member of the National Honor Society, Science Honor Society, Morgan's Message, and many more. Her favorite high school memory is attending school with all of her cousins and always having the opportunity to be surrounded by the people she loves most. After high school, Natalie hopes to attend an Ivy League school to pursue a degree in political science and law. She hopes to one day be involved in the government, maybe even serve as president. DK Ilanu is our junior prince. He's escorted by his parents, Chuck and Gloria Ilanu. DK is a member of the football team as well as both indoor and outdoor track teams. He's also a member of the National Honor Society, Science National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, SCA Executive Council, and a volunteer with UVA Health. DK's favorite high school memory has been attending Mountain Vista Governor School and meeting new friends. After high school, he hopes to attend an Ivy League school to pursue a career in the medical field as a physician or surgeon. He would also like to eventually open his own practice to help the marginalized communities. Our junior homecoming court members, Natalie Palazzo and DK Ilianu. And now our senior homecoming court. Our first court member is Isabel Brown, escorted by her mom, Anna Ortiz, and her dad, Rick Brown. During her time at Eastern View, Izzy has been an active member in many clubs and organizations such as the Student Council President, a founding member of the PEP Club, Chick-fil-A Leader Academy, National Honor Society, choir, and the events team. She is also a Germana Scholar and is on the varsity sideline and competition cheer teams. When not in school, she enjoys volunteering. Izzy's favorite high school memories were the time spent at SCA retreat at Grays Mountain Lodge, where we planned the whole year and bond as a group. Izzy will graduate with her associate's degree and her high school diploma, and then will attend a four-year college to major in athletic training so that she can become an athletic trainer for a professional sports team. Our first male court member is Luke Jury, escorted by his sister and best friend Meredith Jury. Luke is a member of the cross-country team and has been a member of the tennis team for 5 years. He's also a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and the Superintendent Student Advisory Group, and has started his own business with friend Noah Palazzo. He enjoys volunteering at the Culpeper Library and coaching youth tennis. His favorite high school memory is hanging out with his friend Nilson Nolasco. After high school, Luke plans to attend college to major in entrepreneurship and later open a record store near the beach with his family and friends. Our first senior homecoming couple, Izzy Brown and Luke Jury. Our next senior court member is Riley Corbin, escorted by her parents Kelly Duffett Corbin and Wes Corbin. Riley serves as the International Thespian Society President, a regional officer of the Virginia Thespian Society, the events team, front of house manager, the SCA Executive Council Social Media Coordinator, and a Virginia SCA Advisory Committee member. And this list is just a few of her extracurriculars. Riley's favorite high school memory is discovering her strengths through her involvement in a variety of clubs and opportunities to make the most of her high school experience. After graduating, she plans to attend James Madison University to study theater as she pursues her career as a playwright. Our next senior court member, Noah Johnson, escorted by his mom, Lacosta Johnson. Noah is a member of the Choral Executive Board and the president of the Tri-M Honor Society. He says his favorite high school memory is working the Eastern View plant cell with Miss Suter in the spring. Upon graduating, Noah plans to study music education and psychology at Virginia State University. He hopes to then teach elementary music so that he can further investigate the correlation between music and mental health in children. Our second senior homecoming couple, Riley Corbin and Noah Johnson. Our third homecoming senior court member is Samantha Hush, escorted by her parents, Chantel and Jason Hush. She's a member of the volleyball team and also plays club volleyball with Albemarle County Club Volleyball. She's also a member of the yearbook staff. Her favorite high school memory has been the bus rides on the way home from volleyball games. Sam's future plans are to attend college and get a master's degree in physical therapy. Nilson Nolasco is our next homecoming court member, escorted by his dad, Miguel Nolasco. Nilson enjoys playing tennis and volleyball, as well as board and video games. Nilson is the first to jump in for pep rally games and any event at school. His positivity is very infectious in the hallways at Eastern View. His favorite high school memory is hanging out with his friend Luke Jury. After high school, Nilson hopes to attend college and then go to Las Vegas. Our third senior homecoming couple, Sam Hush and Nilson Nolasco. Our next senior court member is Lily Stifler, escorted by her mom, Jessica, and dad, Jason Stifler. Lily has been a member of the varsity volleyball and softball teams. She's been a 4-year starter for softball and a 3-year starter for volleyball. Outside of school, she loves hanging out with her friends and just having fun. Lily said she doesn't have just one favorite memory, but instead it's all of the little ones that she has made with her friends and all of their side quests. After high school, Lily plans to attend college, major in psychology with the goal of becoming a criminal psychologist. Our next senior court member is Kian Rojas, escorted by his parents, Emily and Michael Rojas. Kian is a member of the high school soccer team and also plays club soccer with Richmond United Soccer. Outside of school, he enjoys playing soccer, coaching youth soccer, and doing farm work. His favorite high school memory is winning the school's first ever playoff soccer game and being the starting goalkeeper. After high school, Kian would like to attend a university to get a doctorate in physical therapy. Our fourth homecoming couple, Lily Stifler and Kian Rojas. Our last female senior court member is Kamaya Turner, who is being escorted by her parents, Bonnie and Kaylin Turner. She's a member of the tennis team. Kamaya is also a member of Germana Scholars, the senior class president, and a kids tennis coach. She's also a member of the National Honor Society and SCA. Her favorite high school memory has been meeting her best friends Morgan Hoffman and Emily Wortman, and always having her sister Destiny by her side. After high school, Kamaya plans to pursue a career as a NICU nurse. Our final senior court member is Landon Varner, escorted by his parents Toby and Diana Varner. Landon is a member of the National Technical Honor Society and formerly the Leo Club and FCCLA. In addition to school, he balances 2 jobs, working as a groundskeeper at a local winery and at a restaurant in town. His favorite memory from high school was traveling to Europe this summer with 5 of his friends to explore Paris, London, and Barcelona. After high school, Landon plans to join the National Guard while attending Germana, then later transfer to Virginia Tech to major in business. After completing college, he hopes to pursue a career in the Air Force and later the government. Our final senior court members, Kamaya Turner and Landon Varner. Please join us in congratulating our entire homecoming court. And now for the crowning of our King and Queen by Eastern View High School Principal, Dr. Nate Bopp. The Eastern View High School 2025 Homecoming King is Nilson Nolasco. And now, for a homecoming queen, your Eastern View High School 2025 homecoming queen is Kamaya Turner. Congratulations again to our homecoming king and queen and to our entire court members. Congratulations to everyone.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of the following sponsors. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Found & Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies. Now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
All right, well, welcome back to our broadcast. It is halftime here at Cyclone Stadium, and it is the Cyclone homecoming. And on behalf of the Culpeper Media Network, I'm Mark O'Connell, Steve Peacock, and Nick Morris up top. Behind the camera, Steve, before this third quarter starts, Courtland enjoying an 18-point lead, 26-8. And I was looking through my notes, and some of the key takeaways, I think, are, I know we talked about some of this but Courtland 4 of 4 on fourth down conversions. And of those, 3 of those, they scored on fourth down. And then Eastern View had the 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. And just the 1 score by Tyler Caperton. But, Eastern View can move the football.
Yeah, they showed they can move the football against Courtland, but they've been their own worst enemy with 3 turnovers. And it was so crucial on those fourth downs. You have to get a stop. When one of those 5 fourth downs, or whatever, 4 or 5 they made, the thing is, what I'm saying, you got to get a stop. You can't let them, get a huge play. And every time Courtland came up with a big play. And again, but you also got to look who's been done the damage for Courtland is that connection between Watson and that Keegan Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean he's 6'7". He can just stand there on some of these defensive backs and just throw the ball to me because he can block them out. And you're going to see. I think Courtland's probably going to try to keep taking that advantage in the second half. I think they're going to. I'm thinking that they're going to go ahead and try to throw it out to Parker Moore in the second half.
Or Amari Boxley, the wide receiver.
Yep, that's true.
They've had several different players run the football. E.J. Fleming, of course, Chieftain Watson, the quarterback. Turner.
And Newman.
Tyreek Newman.
Hello, Newman.
And then those key pass plays, as you mentioned, to Keegan Parker. But let's take a look at Eastern View, Steve. I mean, they can move the ball, and we talked about the 3 turnovers, but what do you feel like they need to do differently to get back into this one? Because you're down by 18. You can't really, if you're looking to come back, you've got to really shore things up on defense. But then when you get on offense, obviously, you got to hold on to the football.
Well, they're going to get the football here to start the second half. And what I think is they got to have a good showing here. They got to get points on the board just on this drive to send a message to Courtland, hey, we're not going away. So we'll see if that can come to fruition here.
So that this first possession could be very, very key for Eastern View.
I think it's very crucial, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, kicking off, of course, is Rocco Thielen for Courtland. This one, the return man gets under inside the 10-yard line. Shakes the first tackler, turns upfield across the 30 and out about the 33. Was, we had a penalty flag down. It was Makai Williams, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks like it might be against Eastern View. Again, penalties. Hold.
You get those frequently on returns, don't you, Steve?
Yep, you sure do. Especially when the back is returning it and they can spin it around. They're trying to spin away. You can get your linemen or your blockers can get their hands tied up. So
it takes away from a pretty good return there. And they're going to put it down right on the 20.
And that's not where Eastern View wanted to start. So that's another thing. They got to, they're getting penalties too in inopportune times, and that does hurt.
Devin Kropp behind Tyler Caperton in the pistol formation. On first down, Caperton throws on the slant a little bit behind the intended receiver, Elijah Bland. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, but that's still, you got to come up with that ball. And I think he was looking who was going to hit him before he caught the ball. I think he heard footsteps.
All right. In the backfield will be Devin White, number 24. Marquis Clark, 20. And Tyler Caperton, the quarterback. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Back to the run they go. Keegan Parker wraps up the ball carrier. This was Marquis Clark near the line of scrimmage and slung him down.
And right now the crowd is eerily quiet. Usually we can hear, East View, they're pretty loud. We got another flag here.
Mm-hmm.
See what this one's about. All right.
Well, are they marking it off or waving it off?
No, Marius is waiting.
Here it comes. Holding against Eastern View.
Yep. And that's going to be another 10 yards back. And see, Courtland, I know what they're trying to do, push them back and then be able to stop them and see if they can get good field position on a punt. But you think of the weapon that 44 and 78, how tall they are, they can go in there and block punts or block kicks too.
Yeah, you mentioned Parker at 6'7". You're exactly right. He's a force on both sides of this football and a really tall target as a tight end. All right, here's Eastern View rather back on to the run. Trying the left side was Marquis Clark. And
they ran
gets out to about the 15.
They ran about 40 yards to get 5.
Courtland's
got to run north-south, boys.
Yeah.
Got to run north-south.
Let's see where they put it down. It's right at the 14. He picked up 3. And it's 3rd down and very long. They've got to get out to the 40, or make it the 30, rather, for a first down. They need 16. Caperton rolls, throws right, got a receiver, hit immediately, and tackled at the 20. Hauling that one in for a short gain was, for a 6-yard gain, was Devin White.
Yeah, I saw a number 55, and I don't see him on the roster.
For
Courtland.
Oh,
yeah, Noah.
Noah.
Okay, got it.
Catigua.
Yep.
Noah Katigwa.
Now, do you think Courtland's going to go after this punt, or I'm thinking they're going to set up punt return?
It is fourth down, isn't it?
Yep, the officials got an equipment issue.
The man back for Courtland would be Amari Boxley. He's standing at about the 45-yard line, awaiting the kick after they sort this one out from Hayden Lovelace.
Yeah, they must have been bleeding or something.
All right, here's the whistle to start the play clock. So from the 20, Lovelace standing at about the 5. Boxley back at about the 45. Lovelace's kick from the 10. Boxley drops it, but they're going to be able to down it there.
Yep.
He dropped it as soon as it touched his hands.
He dropped it, but he's able to recover it. And once you're on your knees in the ground, you're down. You can't pick it up and run.
I see. That's why they blew the whistle.
Yep.
But you look now, Courtland goes on offense for the first time here in the third quarter with this 18-point lead and outstanding field position, starting at their own 46 or 47. We'll see where they put it down. And right at the 47.
Now, see, Eastern View's got to keep them out of the end zone.
All right, here is Courtland on offense. Quick hitter, straight ahead. Newman, the ball carrier, picked up good yardage down to the Eastern View 40. That's a 13-yard pickup and a first down for the Cougars. Well, you know, our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556.
And, Mark, that was a gas play right there, right up the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Quick hitter, and Eastern View was caught napping, I think, on that play.
All right, first and 10 Cougars from the Cyclone 40. Quick hitter again. Here's Newman straight ahead. He'll pick up about 4 yards. He's a yard shy of that 35-yard line.
And I think Courtland here is going to try to use the ground game to get, to stay in control of this ball game. Try to keep it out of Eastern View's hands. And, if you're going to pick up 5, 6, 7 yards on first down, I mean, that's a pretty success rate to get, first down, march down the field and score.
Sure is. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by localsportshistory.com, which is the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. Second down and 6. Watson. Here's a penalty flag coming in as he throws this one incomplete, and this was intended for Grayson Larch.
Well, this is going to come back. This is going to be holding on Courtland here.
Here comes the call. No doubt about it then. Holding against the Cougars. All right. As they mark this one off, we'll tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. All right, back to the 46 after that 10-yard penalty. It's on the Eastern View 46, and Courtland now has it. Second down and about 16. Here comes the pressure on Watson. Short pass incomplete. Hit the ground. Shy of the hands of Amari Boxley.
You can do drop kick in football, like field goals or something like that, or kickoffs, but you can't have passes thrown to you and skip the ground right into it. You can't do that.
Well, the Cougars have the ball, the Cyclone 46, and they need 16 yards for a first down. They need to get to the 30 to keep it going. But you figure they've got third and fourth down to do it the way they've been operating here in this game.
They're going to break their streak.
Watson, here comes more pressure from the blind side. He's able to get rid of it. He's got a receiver out there. It's Grayson Larch. And Larch got inside the Eastern View 35.
I like the idea of how Eastern View is dialing up and trying to pressure the quarterback. But what is happening here, he's too elusive. He gets out there and sees his receivers in the flat. They're coming back to him to get the ball, big yardage right there. That means you're manning up on coverage. See what the flag is here.
And Larch was able to get to the Eastern View 34. And he'd be 4 yards shy of a first down pending this penalty assessment here.
Is this a sideline warning, I'm wondering, on Courtland, or is it going to be unsportsmanlike? Because their play had been over and run. So this is something after, and they're discussing it.
Dead ball foul. Unsportsmanlike. And it is on Courtland. Wow, you called that.
Yep. It's a big penalty right there.
Well, 2 big penalties now against Courtland in this possession. It was 2 plays ago they had the holding call. Now they've moved it back to the 49. And we're going to see Courtland punt for the first time in this game on 4th down.
Yeah, I was going to say they were going to go for this on 4th.
And the punter, Rocco Thielen, likely kick this one from about his 40. And there's the snap. It's a good one. His kick is not going to be returned.
Did somebody touch it?
Well, Courtland thought so, but apparently not. No return off this kick. Eastern View back on offense. They're going to have it about the 16 or 17-yard line, that is. We've got 8 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in this third quarter. 26-8. That was our score at the intermission, so no change in that. Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by Fountain & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Fountain & Sons, 825-3530. So Courtland's first punt of the night, Steve.
Yeah, and, not overwhelming punt, but it's down. It's got the Eastern View down deep inside their 20-yard line. So they've got about 80 yards to go. See if they can score a touchdown.
All right, they're going to start from their own 15. Tyler Caperton, the quarterback here, on 1st and 10. Quick toss near side at the 15. And out to the 20, 5-yard pickup by Brock Gray. Bring up 2nd and 5.
Yeah. So Eastern View's got to figure out how can they attack this Cougar defense. And there's, they can throw it, but they're going to have to roll Caperton out because, if he continues to throw it, you're going to watch Courtland try to dial up the pressure too.
Well, he actually picked up 7 yards, did Brock. It's 2nd and 3 here for the Cyclones from the 22. Back to the run. Keegan Parker and company track down the ball carrier rather quickly. Out of play. Hold on a second, Steve. 22 was Devin Kropp, and making the tackle was number 5, E.J. Fleming. There's a penalty flag came into that play.
Yeah, but it's going to be a late hit. He carried him and all the way past out of bounds, and you can't do that. You got to let him go. He wasn't trying to. I don't think he was trying to intentionally hurt him, but he was coming across there and see if they pick it up or they're going to enforce it.
Well, that man in the white hat's about ready to tell us, I think. Here he goes. Good ball, personal foul. Courtland, they're going to tack it off now.
Yep. And basically, that it was a little late. A lot of times refs overlooked that, but when you're right around the head, the coaches and the rest of the players for Eastern View, he threw him down. And he didn't throw him down, but he kept riding him out of bounds, and you can't do that.
They've had a couple of those have Courtland in the last couple of minutes here. All right, Caperton throws to the far side for a short pickup, making the tackle for Courtland. It's Grayson Larch. Makai Williams, the receiver.
See, I mean, those short passing plays are okay, but Courtland's pretty much defends that pretty well. I think you need to do play action and send some, a couple players deep. You got Hayden Lovelace. He could line up in that tight end spot. He's your biggest player. Get him involved.
Mason Settle goes wide left, top of your screen. Going over there in the slot will be Makai Williams. 2nd and 10. And Caperton slung down by Keegan Parker right at the 35 for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, that went nowhere. And once you get in the midst of Keegan Parker, Caperton didn't have anywhere to go. But now
right at the 30. Yeah, he lost 2.
Is this 3rd down?
Yeah. 3rd down and 12.
Now, the question is, if they don't pick this up, will Eastern View go for it?
I don't think so here, Steve. They're too deep in their own territory. What do you think?
I don't know. I agree with you.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 12. Caperton looks right. Now he throws deep. Left side. Going up for it, breaking it up was number 8. That's Boxley. And there's a penalty flag back in the backfield.
That's probably going to be, could be holding,
it's
roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Didn't see that play. That's new life there to the Cyclones.
Well, so you've got the roughing the passer, and then 2 plays before that, you had unsportsmanlike against Courtland. And then when Courtland had the ball, they had an unsportsmanlike on offense. So you've got 3 big penalties now working against the Cougars.
Exactly. Coach Hall across the way is not happy about that call, but we didn't see it, so I can't make a comment on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were looking down at the ball. Well, the penalty moves it to the 50. New set of downs. Straight ahead, the ball carrier there is number 22, Devin Kropp.
Now I think you're in 4-down territory for Eastern View.
You may very well be at this point, yeah.
But you got to make something happen. You got to get some points on the board. You're down 18.
Courtland 49. Yard pickup, 2nd and 9. All right. Clock running, approaching the 6-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. Neither team has scored here in the 3rd. Halfway through it, as Caperton. Here comes the pressure from Keegan Parker. He runs away from him, looks downfield, being pressured, forced out of bounds near the line of scrimmage, which was the 49 of Courtland.
I was going to say, I got a score update for you, Mark. Culpeper is on top of King George, 35-0.
Wow. No gain on that play. Well, it's been a rough year for the Foxes of King George, hasn't it?
Yeah, but now take Culpeper to 5-2 on the season.
Yeah.
They're 4-2 now. We get this. Yeah. 5-2.
5:47 to play here in the 3rd. 26-8. Score remains unchanged. We've got whistle and a stoppage, and we've got, it looks like, offsides against Courtland.
Courtland's just giving up penalty yards on this drive, aren't they?
Well, and exactly, because they had the unsportsmanlike, then they had the roughing the passer, now they got the offsides. Now this was a drive for Eastern View that began deep in their own territory at the 15. 3 penalties, and they've got it now at the Courtland 44.
That's before the ball's even snapped. They're lining up offsides.
Exactly. Here comes some pressure. Caperton throws, far side, caught, and then immediately tackled about 3 yards shy of a 1st down was Makai Williams. Yep. And let's see where they put it down, right at the 43.
This 3rd quarter, eerily, it seems kind of weird the way it's flowing.
Yeah. But you know how you were talking about a minute ago that at this point you probably would go for it on 4th down? Yep. And that's the situation they're in here, Steve. Yep. 4th and 3. At the Courtland 43, they line up to go for it here.
Yep. But Eastern View might want to try and draw them off.
We got a whistle. Did they draw them off?
It might be against Eastern View this time.
Oh, yes. It's a false start against Courtland. I mean, Eastern View, you're right.
Yep.
It'll push them back to the 48, and from 4th and 4, that'll be 4th and 9. And this broadcast brought to you in part by K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies, now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. 825-8371. All right, now, from the Courtland 49. Here is 4th and 9. Big play, no doubt. Here comes the pressure. Throwing downfield, this one incomplete. And the defensive back there was in perfect position. And defending was Chieftain Watson against the intended receiver, Makai Williams. And now a turnover on downs. Here's the replay. Yep. Here comes the pressure. Good coverage, no chance.
Yeah, basically it could have been offensive pass interference. The way Eastern View's receiver climbed on the back of Courtland's, but now that's a turnover on downs.
Well, Eastern View ran it unofficially about 12 plays on that drive. Started in their own 15, moved down to the Courtland 48, only to turn it over on downs. And we're down to 4:41 to play here in the third. Our score remains unchanged at 26-8. And Courtland has it at its own 48. And the ball carrier is E.J. Fleming over the right side. Not much doing there. Hayden Lovelace in on the tackle for Eastern View.
Yeah, and I think Courtland's going to try to see if you get that wing T run offense going. And Eastern View's got to come up. I think they got to make a stop here.
4:15, clock ticking here in the third. And if you're Courtland, as you pointed out, Steve, clock management will likely pay dividends for that team tonight at this point. Chieftain Watson, handoff on that little bit of that misdirection, and G.J. McClure gets the call.
That was good defense, though, by Eastern View. They're able to find that football, and that's what you got to do on this wing T. You can't go for that first fake.
Yeah.
You got to see it.
Picked up 3 yards. 3rd and 7 for the Cougars. Ball down at the Cyclone 48. 3:30 and counting, third quarter action.
So let's see if Eastern View get a stop right here.
Yeah, another important third down for both teams here.
But they're stacking that box.
Here's Watson being pressured, throwing downfield, in traffic, incomplete. Threw that one into double coverage, and that was intended for Amari Boxley.
Yeah, he did throw it into double coverage like it wasn't intercepted. But now, 4th down, and I would think Courtland here will punt this. Yeah, they are, because you get them, pin them way back.
Okay. Well, that means Rocco Thielen, the punter, on. And 1 man back for the Cyclones. Well, here's Thielen's punt from about the 41. Fair catch called for and taken by Brock Gray.
That's good, because if he didn't catch it, it would have rolled down further into deeper territory. So let's see what Eastern View can see what they got here. They're going to have to come. They got to either come up with a big play here offensively. They just, I feel like they're getting right onto the edge of getting one, and then all of a sudden things happen. They get pushed back. But they got to right here get some good blocking up front.
Well, it certainly is a different looking half, isn't it? I mean, think about the first half. Score is 26-8 at the intermission. We're 9 minutes into this 12-minute quarter, and neither team has scored.
All right.
And Eastern View back on offense here. To the run they go, and knocked out of bounds near the line of scrimmage is number 22, Devin Kropp.
See, I think if they could go play action, it would freeze these linebackers that from Courtland that are really, they're keying off Caperton and they're firing in there, and we're trying to get to the edge. I get that, but you got to make them pay. I would think a screen pass here or something like that could, or a delay, even a draw, to make those linebackers play honest.
All right, here is 2nd and 7. Caperton play action. He keeps it straight ahead. He goes out to about the 23. be bringing up about a 3rd and 5 here. As our clock runs, 2:50 and counting in the third quarter.
Big 3rd down play here for the Cyclones.
This broadcast brought to you in part by UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVAcreditunion.org. On 3rd and 5 from the 23. Caperton, he's got time. He's going to air it out, and this is going to be incomplete. Good coverage again, this time applied by Jaden Camillo. And Steve, let's check out the intended receiver there.
Number 4.
Elijah Bland, that's right.
And the thing is, with that play, I'd say Caperton, he'll learn. He put too much air under that football. It was like a moon ball. And you're doing that, you're giving the defense time to recover. So if but he'll learn as he gets older. He's got to learn to fire it in there.
Hayden Lovelace on to punt this one away. Amari Boxley back deep for the Cougars. Standing near the 45-yard line of Eastern View. Hayden Lovelace takes the snap, and from the 17-yard line, this one takes a nice cyclone roll. Amari Boxley gets out of harm's way. He's not about to touch it. But it seems like there might be a little jawing going on right there.
He was walking away, and that was caused by Eastern View there.
Yeah.
You got to, that's the stuff you got to stop.
Well, no penalty flag came as a result. Yeah.
I mean, he was just backing away, too, and you want to get in there as number 2, and you just got to let it go.
Let's see where they put this one down. So it's right at the 23.
So they're lucky there was no penalty called.
Mm-hmm. Well, 2 minutes and 11 seconds to play in this third quarter. You know, our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. All right, Courtland from the 23. And here's the ball carrier over the right side, Grayson Larch. And short pickup at the 25, it looks like. No, 23. So actually no gain on the play.
No gain.
2nd down and 10. 1:45 to play. And counting here in this third.
And Mark, I know our viewers are waiting with bated breath about the trivia question.
Because inquiring minds want to know. Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you straight up, he stumped me. I never would have guessed this one. Well, we'll get to it here when we get a break. We have whistle and stoppage for this. It's that 5-yard penalty. It looks like false start against Courtland. That'll push him back to the 18.
This game's getting sloppy here in the second half.
Yeah, Courtland didn't have these penalty problems in the first half.
Right.
They've had a couple unsportsmanlike. They had the holding. They've had a couple offsides, I think. And now the false start. They're roughing the passer. That's not typical or characteristic of a Courtland team, is it?
No. Usually they're more well-disciplined than that.
Well, it pushes the ball back to the 18. 2nd down and long. Quick hitter, straight ahead. Newman across the 20, dives forward to the 23. So he gets those 5 yards back that they lost with the false start penalty. Under a minute to go here in the third.
And I wanted, like I said, to tell our viewing audience, I'm winning one. I rarely win on trivia, but I did today. Marty Dombrez is the answer.
You know Marty Dombrez, don't you?
He died yesterday, 78 years old.
Wow.
He was the quarterback for the Baltimore Colts right after Johnny Unitas retired.
The great Johnny Unitas. I got to tell you, I don't remember the name Marty Dombrez, Steve. There's Keegan Parker again on the first down catch. They go to him on a 3rd and 10, and we got an injured Cyclone player on the play.
Yeah, it looks like he might have caught a knee into the chest. He's in the shoulder, or landed on his shoulder.
Yeah. Keegan Parker hauled that one in. He got across the 35. That would be a first down for Courtland. Let's Yeah, that's going to be a first down for Courtland. Let's check the injured player, if we can.
He looked like he landed on his shoulder, and with the weight of Keegan Parker on top of him, so it could be, those hurt. Hopefully nothing's broken or separated. Yeah, Marty Dombrez.
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't remember the name.
Played,
I really don't.
Set records at Columbia University, an Ivy Leaguer.
Well, and the Ivy Leaguers in the league are usually rare, and I think even rarer still from Columbia.
Yeah, exactly.
You've had a few players like from Yale and Harvard.
Who was a big one from Cornell?
Ed Marinero.
You got it. Oh, see? He's a savant, ladies and gentlemen. He's a savant.
And I got the Barney expression going on. I'm real proud to be able to come up with Ed Marinero.
Ange is proud.
All right. From the 37-yard line, back to the run they go. Here's Newman breaking tackles and busting into that Cyclone secondary. Nice pickup by Newman all the way out to the 49-yard line, Steve. And big gainer.
And I thought the flag was going to come out there. You can't hurdle in high school. He kind of jumped over, but it wasn't dangerous enough for the officials to call it.
Well, right now, we've got the end of the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back for the fourth right after this.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of the following sponsors. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies. Now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.
All right, welcome back to Cyclone Stadium and the start of the fourth quarter between the Cyclones and Courtland Cougars. As we start this fourth quarter, Courtland has possession, 1st and 10 from its own 49. And up 26-8, Steve. That was our score at the intermission. And here is Josiah Patty on the ball carry. And I think he fooled a few people there. There's a penalty flag down as well.
Yeah, it's good. It might be offsides again, Eastern View.
Holding.
Ooh. That's a big hold.
Well, it seems like Courtland has been plagued by penalties in this second half.
Yeah, this score would have been more if these penalties. But anyway, that's going to help Eastern View see if they can they're down 18. I know we're in the fourth quarter, but we just have to, we're a big play away. If we can get a touchdown, we can get some momentum, and maybe, things can turn. But
no, they mark off 10 yards. They spot it at the 39. It's now 1st and 20 for Courtland here in this opening minute of the fourth quarter, 26-8. That was our score at intermission. We had a scoreless third quarter. Let's see what the fourth quarter can provide. Quick hitter up the middle. Again is Newman fighting his way for some tough yards out to about the 43 or 44. We'll give him 5 yards and bring up 2nd and 15.
Looks like
wow, that's Newman. Not up to his feet yet.
No, he was up. He took a hard shot, and hopefully he'll be okay too. But I want to give our viewing audience an updated score. Culpeper is now leading King George 41-0. And the score is a courtesy of my friend Mark Bryson, giving us the Scoop. He's the uncle of Caleb and Colton Green
Mm-hmm.
for the Blue Devils. And looks like the Blue Devils are answering King George for what King George did to them last year.
Well, one thing about it, and of course we mentioned King George struggling this year. You know, they lost their coaching staff. They lost some key players. So they have that newness and starting over, essentially. But the other side of that, though, you still have to give Culpeper credit because they've been scoring points this year.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, their offense has clicked.
Well, then they got some senior leadership.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a young team. See, Eastern View is a very young team.
Mm-hmm. All right, here is 2nd down and 15 now from the 44. Watson, he's going to throw. He's got Keegan Parker out there. Remember, he only has to have 1 foot in for it to be a reception, and it's not ruled incomplete. Okay.
Yeah, let's
take another look at that and see where his feet are.
See where his feet if we can get to it.
There's Parker.
Yep, he's out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, it was a nice catch, wasn't it?
Again, I don't understand why they don't keep going to this kid. I mean, I would if I was a coach.
Well, good things tend to follow them when they do, that's for sure.
And Eastern View hasn't shown they can't stop it.
And you and I are partial. We like a tight end in an offense.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Because it gives us such a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you got this kid right here, 6'7", is Keegan Parker. Here's 3rd down. Getting rid of it is Watson to the receiver there, Grayson Larch, who made a cut and a nice move. He got out to about midfield. That's going to bring up 4th down and long for Courtland, which didn't punt in the first half. But they've punted twice, I think, in this one.
They're going to be 4th and
about 7 or 8. Yeah.
So they're going to punt.
Eastern View 49.
They're letting this clock run.
Mm-hmm. Let's call it 4th and 8 there at the 49.
It looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, that's what they were doing so successfully in the first half. But they've had 4th and longer situations here where punting seemed like the only viable option. All right, here comes the pressure. Watch out. Watson spins away from that. Now he's running for his life, and he's going to be short of a 1st down because Eastern View did a nice job of stringing that one out and really stopping Watson from getting on track and doing anything too dangerous.
That's the first 4th down stop they've gotten all game. And again, they put the pressure on. What I said pregame, they have to put pressure on that quarterback. And I think it's just a little bit too late now. But again, that was great pressure by the Eastern View defense.
Well, this broadcast brought to you in part by localsportshistory.com, which is the community sports site that you are building organically. Check out local sports information or contribute your submissions at localsportshistory.com. Eastern View takes over at its own 46. And in the backfield behind Tyler Caperton is Devin Croft. He's going to block for Caperton, who's going to throw. This one to Mason Settle. He had it and dropped it.
4 also for Courtland had it too. Both of them dropped it.
You had a defender there, number 4, who had a chance at it. That's Grayson Large. Here's another look at this one. Well, I tell you what happened. I don't think Larch got his hands on the ball. I think that he probably disrupted the vision. Yeah. Eastern View calls a timeout. And we'll tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Battlefield Automotive, featuring Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford. Battlefield Automotive, a keystone of service and a cornerstone of our community. 540-547-3673. So just an interesting second half, Steve. I mean, if you looked at the way that first half played out, I just didn't see the second half unfolding this way.
I didn't either. I thought that Courtland was going to come out even more, but penalties have been the story here in the second half.
Exactly.
For both teams.
Yeah.
And, and I'm sure, Coach Hall for Courtland told his players, said, look, doesn't sign a disrespect schedule you on their homecoming. That could have a factor to the players the way they're playing.
Here's Hayden Lovelace going to throw a halfback option. Got a receiver open. Caught big yardage inside the 5-yard line. And that is Elijah Bland.
Let's see this again. Watch this. Hand off to
Hayden Lovelace, yeah.
And he just heaved it up there.
Now, I'm trying to remember, Steve, have we seen Lovelace throw the ball before? I think we have.
That was a great play.
Wow.
Good play call. That's why I said it needed to happen. You got to get something to get, their momentum. And that was a halfback pass. Got to give kudos to that. Great call.
Lovelace to Bland all the way down to the Courtland 5-yard line. So here's Eastern View threatening in the fourth quarter. To the run they go. This one for naught as the ball carrier there, Devin White, hit before you get back to the line of scrimmage. And let's see if he lost a yard. Yeah, they're going to actually lose 2. So it was at the 5. He lost 2 yards. It's 2nd and goal now from the 7. And the clock runs. 9:12 and counting. Fourth quarter action. Score remains unchanged at 26-8. But here is Eastern View looking to try to narrow that gap between the two teams. On 2nd and goal from the 7. Caperton looks right. Now he looks like he's going to keep it. Got away from one defender. Throws incomplete. And diving for it, coming up short, was Elijah Bland.
And Mark, I wanted to say, Eastern View is inside the red zone. We know they have problems inside the red zone, and here it's coming again.
It makes you wonder, if they can break that jinx here. They have 3rd and goal from the 7. Here's substitutions with Campbell Guido checking in for Eastern View, number 44.
Yeah, you got to expect pressure here. Eastern View would probably expect pressure here from Courtland. It's just find your open receiver and make a good just make a good play.
Guido in the backfield with Hayden Lovelace and Devin White behind Caperton. 3rd and goal from the 7. Here's Caperton. Looks like he's going to keep it all the way. He's at the 5. Makes a cut. He's in the end zone from 7 yards out. Eastern View cuts into that lead, Steve.
Cyclone touchdown. Caperton from 7 yards out. Good play call there. He had good blockers here in front of him, and he just ran right behind him. And then saw the opening right there, cut right through. Great block, great call, good scheme right there.
Yeah, and I tell you, he picked up a key block from Devin White.
Now you got to. I would think you have to go for 2 here.
Well, it's going to be
because that would give you.
It's still a 2-score difference, though.
Yeah, I know, but it puts you 10 down instead of 8.
10 rather than 11.
11.
Beckett Capolini on for the point after. Hold is down. The kick is up. It's long enough, and the kick is good. 26-15. That's our first score of the second half with 8:46 to play. It's 26-15 in favor of Courtland. Well, the big play, of course, the one that was really made that drive was on 2nd and 10 from their own 46. They handed it off to Hayden Lovelace. He threw downfield, and Elijah Bland on that big reception for huge yardage all the way down to the 5-yard line. And even though they lost a couple yards to the 7, and it looked like the red zone woes might continue, they punched it in from 7 yards out.
Yeah, they were determined to make that. You had to get points after that big play, and they, hats off, they did.
Well, with 8:46 to play in this one, 26-15. This broadcast brought to you in part by Found & Sons, more than a respected funeral home. They support youth at all levels so they can become tomorrow's leaders. Found & Sons, 825-3530.
Now, offside? Would you go an onside kick?
Onside kick. Well, I tell you, the way that defense is playing, you might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see here. They're not in onside kick formation.
No. Capolini's kick straight away. This one fielded by Jamison Burns, I believe it is, or was it Boxley, number 8. returns it to about the 25. It is Jamison Burns. And then coming away with it, he thought was Dominic Thomason, but they don't give him the turnover.
No. Came out after the ball's on the ground.
Okay.
And he's still walking around with the ball.
Does this change things, Steve, for Courtland, you think, after that Eastern View score, thinking about the posture of this game?
Yep, I think so. I think you're going to see maybe, ball. I hope for Eastern View that they can force a 3-and-out. Don't let Courtland use up the clock with its run game.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to gamble a little bit on defense.
All right, Courtland will start this possession from its own 25. And right behind the run they go, the big fella, number 5, that's E.J. Fleming. And Fleming, he's a load at 6 feet tall, 227 pounds.
Yeah, it's a big
He's
kid.
a junior.
He's a big kid. He's coming in there. And
He picked up 15 yards and a first down. That was the very thing you were talking about, that you're not going to be able to afford to do that much if you're Eastern View. You got to get the ball back soon.
Yep, you got the clock as your enemy right now. And you cannot be giving up these run first downs to Courtland.
And then Courtland, again, as you say, can take its time. They've got an 11-point lead here. And they go back to Fleming. Try the left side this time with some success.
And they're going to try to wear out an Eastern View defense with that big offensive line Courtland has. Like I said, Eastern View needs something to happen. They need to get that ball. They need a fumble or interception.
Back-to-back running plays by E.J. Fleming. He picked up 15 yards the first time, and he picked up 6 there. You got a 2nd and 4 here, and you've got the clock continuing to run. 7:40 and counting in the 4th, and it's 26-15.
Yep, you're down 11 points.
Yeah. And again, like you say, Courtland can take its time, use the clock, go back to the run, and that's a safe play, straight ahead. Again, so Fleming's doing the work right now for this Courtland rushing attack, Steve.
Yeah, but they're not going to be in any hurry. They're going to force Eastern View to start using their timeouts here.
And this broadcast brought to you in part by K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies, now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. 825-8371. 1st and 10 from the 49. Fleming again the ball carrier, picking up positive yardage before they've finally pushing back and gang tackle him at about the Eastern View 45. That's a pickup of 4 yards. So this series, Steve, right now dominated by Mr. E.J. Fleming.
Yep. He just, and like I said, he's just chewing up a bunch of clock. And that's why I said the defense cannot let this happen. And they are. They're just getting, and you got to, they're very young. I'm not trying to make excuses for them. They're a very young team. But, that offensive line of Courtland's starting to wear down the defensive line of Eastern View.
Time is a factor. 6:14 and counting here. 2nd down and 6 Cougars. They have it at the Cyclone 45. Chieftain Watson, the quarterback, dropping back. He's looking. He's going to throw long. Throwing in traffic. The receiver fell down. There was some contact. No penalty. Flag thrown. And let's see.
Is there a penalty?
I didn't see one.
No, I didn't.
No. Back to the 45. They put it down.
I'm surprised they threw it.
I think the intended receiver was
Parker.
No, it was Brendan Plato. Was it number 3?
Number 3? Gotcha.
Yeah. But here it is, 3rd and 6 now. The incomplete pass stops the clock. We have exactly 6 minutes to play in this one.
And see, that's why I'm surprised. I'm surprised that Courtland threw it on that play.
Well, will Keegan Parker be the man they go to here on 3rd down? Nope, they're going to go to the run. And why not? As the running back slips and falls, but not until after he picked up a 1st down. That was Josiah Patty.
Now you got, if you're coaching staff at Eastern View, you now got to be starting to look at your timeouts because you need to get that ball back.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And looks like Courtland could sit there and run this whole thing out.
Yep.
With their ball control, wing T.
And you see, you look at Eastern View, they have to score twice.
Yep.
And to do that, they've got to get the ball back. And the way Courtland's running it, predominantly in this possession behind E.J. Fleming. And there he goes again. Yeah, look at Fleming go, Steve.
Yeah.
It wasn't just power. He had space to operate.
Yeah, he did, and he just carved up that defense like a hot butter knife.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
E.J. Fleming really going to work here. Here he is, number 5. Straight ahead he goes. Look at that blocking. He had all this open room. Then he made a nice cut. And the defensive back had to tackle him at the 15-yard line. E.J. Fleming just picked up 22 yards and another Courtland first down.
When your offensive line is knocking the defensive line back 5, 7 yards, 8 yards every time, right now, that tells them, too, that Eastern View's tired up front. He's got a lot of big boys in Courtland right up there.
I'll tell you, this Fleming is looks like a powerful running back. He gets the call once more. Fleming really going to work. Now, they're trying to strip him of the ball, but not successfully. And he got inside the 5. Looks like he's down to about the 3.
Yep, and again, they're going to let them take their time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fleming really doing some nice work here on this Courtland drive, which started at its own 25. They now have it at the Eastern View 2-yard line. And as you pointed out, Steve, they can take their time and use the clock. I know the score would really seal the deal, I think, for Courtland.
Oh, yeah.
And back to Fleming, and why not? Fleming is going to be, looks like a little short of that goal line, down to the 1.
Is it Fleming or number 2?
I think it was number 5. Yeah, number 5, last man up, was E.J. Fleming.
Okay.
He's really getting a workout here in this possession.
It looks like it's right about the 1, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, right at the 1. You can see it there. Clock running. 4 minutes to play here in the 4th. Yep. Courtland looking to increase its lead as striking, knocking right at the door here. Why not go back to Fleming? He shed that first defender. And then second effort, I think he's into the end zone.
Yeah,
and it is. Touchdown, Courtland comes with 3:43 to play in this 4th quarter.
And that pretty much cements the deal for tonight for the Cougars.
Well, our score was, 26-8 at the half. Mm-hmm. And Courtland has scored its first points here in the second half, and it comes with 3:43 to play in this 4th quarter. And on for the point after is Rocco Thielen. Grayson Larch, he's had a couple catches tonight. He's the holder. The snap, the hold, and the kick. This one is not going to be any good. It was short. I don't know what happened on that. Did they get a hand on it, or was it just a botch kick?
Just a poor botch kick. He's not been kicking well at all.
Well, it hasn't hurt Courtland's chances tonight, the kicking game. But the second half has been markedly different than the first half, no doubt.
Yep. And you had a tough defense last week against Carolina. They lost by 6-0. They come in here, they had a lot of high hopes that they could upset Courtland here at homecoming, but Courtland just proved too big. They're a more physical team, especially with their run game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at some of the players who've run the ball tonight. I mean, it seems like Fleming got most of his carries in this last possession.
Yeah. And, you had Parker, Keegan Parker, 6'7". He was throwing the ball to him.
Yeah,
on
the receiving end, right.
And he had some big catches. So, like I said, it's been a dominant performance by Courtland, but Eastern View had their chances.
Yeah. But now they're down by 17, and so they'd have to have 3 scores. You just don't have the time to do it.
No, you don't. We want to talk our viewing audience. Next week we're going to beat Culpeper against the big game at Culpeper next week, James Monroe.
And I think that one, has the potential to be a competitive, close game, don't you?
Yeah. Well, not only that, but it also has playoff implications for Division III. And you know what? It could be a precursor to that Culpeper and JM could hook up again in the playoffs.
Right.
So
exactly, because they're both Class 3.
Yep.
Now, you've been saying division. It was division, then it went to class. Does the VHSL reclassified it back to division, or are they still using class?
That's me.
Yeah.
So it's Class 3, but I call it Division 3.
Yeah, right. It's the same. It's a different name for the same thing,
the
really.
nomenclature doesn't
Right.
still the same, but
In nomenclature, that's the key word, Steve. You're right.
yeah. So
Eastern View, with little time remaining, and down by 17 points. Back on offense, and they go to the run game, and they go to Devin White.
fumbled it, but
Did he fumble?
But looks like we're getting some what number is Caperton, the quarterback? Because he wasn't there.
Caperton's 3, isn't he? Yeah, Tyler Caperton.
Yeah, but was he the quarterback? I thought it was snapped to somebody else.
We'll check. No,
Yeah,
he is in there.
There he is.
All right. They have it at the 35. Picked up 3. 2nd and 7. But more importantly, the clock runs 3 minutes and counting here in this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Caperton here on 2nd and 7. Takes the snap.
They need
Back to the run they go. Left side this time.
They need to throw it. This short run isn't going to get them very far. There's no 2-minute warning.
No. He picked up 2. And it's 3rd and 5. And the clock continues to run, 2:33 and counting. Now I think we're going to have a timeout charged to Eastern View. And I'll tell you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and of the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. And, of course, our live sponsor is Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Able Heating and Air, 718-7556. So you had that update on the Culpeper King George game, Stephen. What did you have?
41-0.
Wow.
It might be more now, but you can't, Culpeper's, dealing King George some pain, the same pain that King George put on Culpeper the last 2 or 3 years. So, and, like I said, we've said it before, their whole staff moved over to Spotsylvania.
Vern Lunsford. Yeah. Here's Caperton. He's in trouble, but he gets the ball over to number 7. This is Mekhi Williams. Now, was that an end around, Steve?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Watch the replay here.
Yeah, well, I want to see this one again.
So
here's a snap to Caperton.
So he's going to pass it.
He does hand it off here. Yeah.
And he got him a first down. But see, where were these plays in the first half or early part of the second half? Now, this was, I think it's a story too little, too late.
Too much, too little, too late.
Yep.
I think it was a song. We're approaching that 2-minute mark as Eastern View has a new set of downs. 1st and 10 at the Cougar 41. Caperton stepping up. Now he's in trouble and he's sacked for a loss. Back to the 47. A couple of 71 and 58. That would be Emmanuel Smith and Adam Morello combined for the Courtland tackle and a loss on the play.
Loss on the play and clock running.
Loss to 7. 2nd and 17. 135 and ticking.
Gotta be set.
All right, low snap. Caperton gets it. Here comes the pressure. He steps up, runs away from it. Now he's going to throw downfield. This one is nearly picked off, or is it picked off? It is. Number 11 comes away with it, and that is Princeton Watson. Turnover number 4. That's 3 interceptions.
Yep.
That Courtland has tallied tonight.
Watch it right here. He got the tip ball. Yes.
Yeah, it was tipped. So it was tipped by Amari Boxley, and then it was hauled in for the interception by Princeton Watson.
Now, Courtland, what are they going to do here? They get the ball.
Steve, that's 4 turnovers now against Eastern View.
And, Mark, that's the old saying in football. You have those many turnovers, you're pretty much sure you're not going to win the football game.
Yeah.
They're very rare.
That's Princeton Watson's 2nd interception tonight.
Wow.
Boxley has 1, and then there was a fumble in that first half. So 4 turnovers now for Eastern View. It's just hard to overcome that.
Sure is.
All right, Courtland. Final minute 15 to work here to get out of here with the big win. They go back to the big running back, Fleming, and he picked up about 7 yards on first down.
He's trying to get up, but he looks like he might be a little banged up too.
Well, he's been getting the bulk of the carries here in the fourth quarter. E.J. Fleming, that is, for Courtland.
Yeah, the fish he's got to come off. And he should. I mean, why bang him up? Put Boxley back in there. But yeah, this has been a tough game for each of you. It's been a tough season for them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, coaching change. Players graduated.
Yeah. And Steve, with final minute ticking off, Courtland may only have to run one more play.
Yeah, I think that's all they're going to do.
And then they go to the run. This one goes nowhere. Stop right at the line of scrimmage. And that was Grayson Larch.
Yep.
But now we're down to 35 seconds and counting.
Yep, I think they can just.
So let's take a look ahead. Next week, I think we see Culpeper back in action.
Yep.
Let me see if we can get our schedule here. So today is October 17th. Culpeper's playing King George. Next week, Culpeper's playing James Monroe. We plan to be at that game, and that one is at Culpeper. And next week, the 24th, Eastern View plays King George.
Yeah, so that could be a good game, and Eastern View should win that game.
Yeah. Well, time is stopped with 4 seconds to play here in this one.
Good delay game. So you're going to have to run one play. Just take a knee.
That's all you have to do.
Yep. Act like you've been there.
Courtland's going to win this Eastern View homecoming game. 4 seconds remaining. One play likely is all that's left. And as you pointed out, Steve, Chieftain Watson will probably take a knee to end this one.
Yep.
No, they won't have to because restarted the clock. He's going to let it run. And that sound signals the end of this one. All right, we got a final at Cyclone Stadium, and it is 32-15 in favor of the Courtland Cougars. We've been analyzing the high points throughout our broadcast, Steve. Anything else you want to point out for the viewing audience that stands out in this game?
Basically, it was the turnovers and fourth down. Giving up those fourth downs that led to scores. That was a big thing of the ball game. Tonight, when you get 4 turnovers, it's going to be tough to win a ball game. Hats off to Courtland Cougars. They're the more physical team, especially in the run game. And again, Eastern View's young. They're taking their lumps, but they're competitive. Next week they get King George at King George, and they should be able to win that ball game. And if they, it's just a tough year for the Eastern View Cyclones. But
yep. All right. Well, we enjoyed it. Hope you did. Once again, our final score from Cyclone Stadium, Courtland 32, Eastern View 15. Next week, we plan to see Culpeper play James Monroe over at Broman Field.
And that's going to be a big game. Big game for the district, basically.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good. All right. For Nick and Steve, I'm Mark O'Connell saying thanks for watching and supporting Cyclones football here on the Culpeper Media Network. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you next Friday night from Broman Field. So long.
This broadcast is made possible by the generosity of the following sponsors. Able Heating and Air, answering any and all questions you may have about your HVAC system. There's peace of mind knowing they are able to keep your home comfortable. Found in Sons Funeral Home, Culpeper's perpetual best of the best for resources, planning, and support for our entire community. Battlefield Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, proudly serving the Culpeper community for over 20 years. State-of-the-art service departments and over 22 acres with hundreds of new and pre-owned vehicles. Battlefield Automotive. K&M Lawn, Garden, and Arborist Supplies. Now located directly across Highway 29 from Eastern View High School. K&M, from grass to trees, they aim to please. UVA Community Credit Union, strengthening the financial health of our members and the Culpeper community. UVACreditUnion.org. Nominations are now being accepted for the local area sports Hall of Fame. Nominate anyone that you feel is deserving of historical local sports recognition at localsportshistory.com/HOF.